Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Marketplace Monday. I'm your host, Isaiah. Great show coming up today. We've got some really great speakers coming up, some educational pieces you're going to want to stick around for. We're also going to be giving out another mystery clue. Don't forget, for all of those credit union decision makers that are watching the show, thank you for watching, by the way. You have a chance to win $2,000 in cash as long as you gather all the clues. I drop a clue into every show, and at the end of what we're calling Road to Convention, if you get all those clues and guess the phrase or the word, you have a chance to win $2,000 in cash. Also, you want to get registered now. If you haven't already done this, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. Get registered for our virtual annual meeting and convention, which is coming up in October. You can do that right here on this website at ccua.org. Actually, let's start off this Monday by giving away some cash right now. I'll give away a $100 gift card. Use the text feature below the video right here, and I'm looking for the 7th person who can text "Welcome to Monday." Yeah, right? Everybody loves Mondays, right? Welcome to Monday. The 7th person, tell me your name and what credit union you're with, and text "Welcome to Monday." 7th person to do that, you get a $100 Visa gift card. All right, we've got our first guest. It's our spotlight feature for this show. He's sitting in our virtual green room. This is John Almeida, Institutional Fixed Income Sales for Aloya Investments. John, thanks so much for joining us on Marketplace Monday.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You want to win one of those gift cards, don't you?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right, listen, John, talk to us about what Aloya Investment Services are. We're talking to a lot of credit union folks here on the show, so tell them all about Aloya Investment Services, if you will.
Sure. So Aloya Investment Services is a wholly owned subsidiary of Aloya Corporate Federal Credit Union. So we're a standalone entity, but we provide a number of investment products and services to all of our credit union members and also non-members. So we have a lot of credit unions that are not members of the corporate who do business directly with us.
As far as this pandemic goes, it's affected so many people. I mean, let's ask you personally, how has this pandemic affected you personally in your life? Where are you from right now? Where are you checking in from on this Monday?
Yep. So I'm working from my home office here in Cambridge, Mass. Frankly, I know a lot of people, this pandemic has pushed a lot of people to work from home. I've basically been working out of a home office for over 15 years. So this is not new to me. What I'm not used to is working at home with a 11-year-old who's doing homeschooling. So that's a little bit different. And now my wife, who is a professor at Simmons College, a school of social work, is now teaching online. So she's basically home working full time online as well. So it's, everybody's here and trying to get the job done. So that makes it a little bit different. Aloya Corporate, our parent company, we have offices all over the country, and we have really been every employee practically has been working from home. Or has the option to work from home since the beginning of March, almost maybe mid-March. And we'll be doing that, I think, through at least mid-2021.
So everybody in your world in Cambridge is healthy and happy, the kids healthy, the wife, you're all feeling good?
Yes, everybody's feeling good. So far, so good. We've been very fortunate compared to what a lot of people are going through between losing their jobs, losing their loved ones, having people sick, having to manage kids at school from home, but having to go to work. So, we have the luxury of being able to work from home. We have the luxury of having our jobs. So we consider ourselves pretty lucky.
Well, that's good to hear. John, we're talking with John Almeida, Institutional Fixed Income Sales for Aloya Investments. Staying on the topic of this pandemic, I mean, it's top of mind. The whole reason we're doing our marketplace experience virtually is that we can't get together at the DCU Center this year. So we came up with this Marketplace Monday, and it's really been a good platform for us as an association, as the Cooperative Credit Union Association. It's our responsibility to continue to put vendors like yourself in front of our credit union decision makers. So that's why we have this platform. That's why you're on the show. Thanks for joining us on the show. Thanks for a little information about what Aloya Investments does. Stay in the swim lane of the pandemic. How has this affected credit unions in terms of their cash and their investment strategy, John?
Sure. Well, look, this has really increased the level of cash at credit unions. The People are seeing an increased flows of deposits. Our members, that's what we're hearing from our members, and we have mortgage and loan prepayments, and that's increasing cash as well. So really, they've seen an increase of liquidity. And with that liquidity, they really have to do something with it.
Talking with John Almeida, he's the institutional fixed income sales god, we're going to call him, for Aloya Investments. And staying on that topic of cash, what do credit unions do with all that extra cash? It makes sense that there's more cash. Kind of go into how the credit unions got more cash first, and second, what are the credit unions doing with all that cash, John?
Sure. So, well, they get more cash from basically there's a flight to safety, right? People are saving more money. Those who can make it are saving it. People aren't spending as much money. A lot of when rates go down, what happens is that mortgages are prepaid and people are refinancing. So credit unions are experiencing an inflow of liquidity. So we typically see around this time a high liquidity cash. In other words, goes up around this time of year anyway. But we've seen a steady increase of cash. I think our members, we have over 10.5 billion as of today sitting in cash. And the problem is with credit unions, they don't know exactly how quickly that cash might go out. So it might go out as quickly as it came in. And with rates so low, it really is an issue for credit unions, right? Because you can have cash is always good, or at least people would consider cash is king, so to speak. But for a credit union with a high inflow of cash, that also affects their capital ratios, for instance, because in order for your capital ratios to stay high, you have to have that equity. And so if your assets grow, sort of that one number grows and the top number doesn't grow, it adversely affects your capital ratios. So credit unions have to find a place to put that money. And with interest rates so low, and they're going to continue to be low, I mean, the Fed has come out and basically said to expect rates to be close to zero for years to come. Just within the past 24 hours, they've come out and have said we're going to be at this level close to zero, through at least 2023. So, with that, the yield curve has flattened out quite a bit. So you are not earning the money on investments that you can or that you hope to. So you have investments maturing, and in order to increase that income, you either need to put it out into loans, car loans, personal loans, mortgages, or you invest that cash into fixed income investments, which is where I come in.
We're talking with John Almeida, institutional fixed income sales for Aloya Investments. We're talking about cash. We're talking about the liquidity at credit unions during this pandemic. We're talking about what to do with that cash and what credit unions will do. Talk about some of those investments. You just started to touch on that. What are some of these investments that they should be putting that cash towards? Talk about some of those fixed investments.
Sure. So first and foremost, the credit unions are in business to provide services to their members, right? They're there to provide loans. So that is where they're going to get their highest yielding investment, essentially, car loans, personal loans, and mortgages. What they have to do with that excess liquidity is they have to put it to work in investments. And so when you look at the world that I'm in, credit unions basically have a very narrow scope of investments to choose from, right? You have treasuries, you have agency debt, you have CD rates. Well, those are yielding relatively low yields right now and close to treasury rates, as expected. So the higher yielding investments would be mortgage-backed securities, agency mortgage-backed securities. They are agency CMOs. Whenever we can find an alternative investment like a bank note that might fit the credit union's risk profile, then that might be a good fit for credit unions. And also looking at loan participations, which is a great avenue for credit unions who are maybe they don't make a huge business in a loan product or several loan products. And at a lawyer, we're actually just launching at the end of September a new loan participation program, and that's going to be available to all of our members, including associate members, non-capitalized members. So we're pretty excited about that. I can't share a lot of that information yet, but within the next week or two, we should have quite a bit out there.
Great, thank you. Talking to John Almeida, institutional fixed income sales for Aloya Investments. There's a lot of options out there. There's a lot of different things happening out there in the world. This is why you need to get a hold of somebody if you're watching the show right now. Thanks for tuning in. This is Marketplace Monday. Welcome. I'm your host, Isaiah. We're talking with John Almeida. He's with Aloya Investments. AloyaCorp.org is the website. ALLOYACORP.org. AloyaCorp.org. If any of this is striking you as interesting, or we got to look into this, I want you to reach out, take a look at the website, and look up John, find John, and really sit with him, and he'll walk you through what needs to happen. John, let's talk a little bit about, fixed income investments. It's a very competitive space, right? Why Aloya Investments?
Sure. Well, look, I tell all my clients, all my credit union members, that what I sell is a commodity, right? What they can buy from me, they can essentially buy from a great number of firms. So there's nothing special about the actual products that we sell. We have a good number, we have competitive pricing, but I think it's all about the approach. We really work hand in hand with our clients. I look at our relationships, or my relationships with credit unions, as a two-way street. In order to really create an optimized strategy and investment portfolio, information flows both ways. So it's about the partnership, about how I understand their balance sheet, how their business works, what their risk parameters are. So really understanding the needs of the credit union allows me to do a much better job. So, the key in this market, for instance, is just staying involved in the market. As low as yields are, you can't keep all of your cash in cash. We understand being liquid, but there are options, there are strategies, and we love to work with our credit unions, again, to fit their own business model. And so I really think it goes down to approach and, frankly, my relationship with the credit unions. And we find the right product for them. I really feel that we find the investment option that is going to withstand time and is going to be an option that they're going to really live with in their investment portfolio. Really, what we also have is our tools. So the way we differentiate ourselves is the tools that we offer. We offer free or complimentary investment accounting through the TPG platform. We offer investment analytics through the Bond Edge system, which offers monthly investment reports. We can provide pre and post purchase analysis, what if analyses, just to see what scenarios might work for the credit union. We have an online platform, Premier Portfolio, where you can actually make purchases online, and you have it's a depository for all their monthly statements and transaction statements. And we also have education. We provide a lot of education to our clients. Every year we have an in-person symposium, which we host in Chicago. This year we weren't able to do it, obviously in person. That was just last week. So we had a day-and-a-half online symposium with close to 600 members or credit unions attending. So that was, or 600 individuals, I should say, attending. Might have had multiple from one credit union. And although the online wasn't obviously as great as being and seeing people in person, I think it gave a lot of people the opportunity to, for a free online conference that they otherwise would not be able to attend. So I thought we did a great job with that. We used to offer in-person roundtables around the country, and now we clearly can't do that because of the pandemic. So we provide webinars online, and we've been increasing the number of webinars that we do live online, and we archive them on our website. And we also offer a weekly relative value publication written by Tom Schleppinger that's been it's very highly regarded and widely read at this point. Quite a wide circulation that we have, and all of that information is available on we have an education section on our website.
Great. You guys have quite a laundry list of services that people should get involved in. We're talking to John Almeida, institutional fixed income sales for Aloya Investments. I want you to go on to alloyacorp.org, Aloya, ALLOYACORP.org, and take a look. There's so much out there, John. Look, everybody's going through the same ups and downs. There's question marks everywhere. What's going to happen in Q4? What's going to happen in Q1 through 21? So, it's good to have a partner like you and Aloya Investments so that we can put our money in the right places, do the right things for our credit union members and then the members of the credit unions themselves. So I think it's very beneficial for the folks watching. Reach out to John Almeida, again, institutional fixed income sales for Aloya Investments, alloyacorp.org. I want to thank you for coming on the show. You've enlightened me with some things, and it's always, when you're talking about money, it's always scary what to do with it, right?
Right. And it's, this has been a great platform. We are not getting out to see our credit unions. Like, I'm typically on the road about 1 week a month, meeting credit unions face to face, whether at their credit unions themselves or at a roundtable or at a conference. So we certainly miss seeing our clients, but we are here. In a way, I'm now more often at my desk, so it's almost easier to get in touch. For better or for worse, but this has been a great opportunity for us, and I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Look, Marketplace Monday, we've gotten some really good feedback. We try to keep it short and sweet. Get in on Mondays, go for about an hour. All of the shows, by the way, too, if you folks are watching now, all of the Marketplace Monday shows are archived at ccua.org, so people can go back. If right now talking about some fixed investments isn't on your mind, know that that's in the archive. It's there. You can go back and you can find John. Whether it's IT solutions or marketing or whatever it is, all of these things have been stored and will live on ccua.org. So again, John Almeida, institutional fixed income sales for Aloya Investments, alloyacorp.org is how to get a hold of him. Thanks for coming on the show, but I can't let you leave without you spinning the prize wheel, my friend.
All right.
Here we go. We got $50 gift cards, $25 gift cards, a couple of free spins in here, and some Dunkin' Donuts. You're from Massachusetts, so you got plenty of Dunkin' Donuts around you.
I've never heard of Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, right. Boom, $50 Visa gift card for you, sir.
Great. Why don't we, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. But why don't we, I know we do a lot with the Mass Coalition for the Homeless, the CCOA, and credit unions around Massachusetts, and I personally support their Build a Bed program and the various programs that they have, especially during this pandemic. So, please send it their way. I'd really appreciate it.
Oh, that's really nice, John. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. We had some folks on from the Mass Coalition of the Homeless. Amazing people. All four of our states represent some amazing cause marketing, and we've talked to them on the show. So thank you for that. We'll put that $50 to the Mass Coalition for the Homeless. Again, John Almeida, institutional fixed income sales for Aloya Investments. One more time, it's alloyacorp.org is how you get a hold of John. Thanks again, brother. Thanks for coming on the show. Be safe. Good luck with the crowded house, but I think we'll all get through this, right?
I think we'll be okay. Thanks, Isaiah. You've been great. Thank you.
You'll be awesome, brother. Thank you.
All
Listen,
right,
for the rest of you watching, stick around. We've got more coming up. This is Marketplace Monday.
not only do they provide data and credit scores and all of that, it's really a full-blown relationship that we have with Experian. So if there's a knowledge gap, I call Experian and they come out and they work with us. If I've got some sort of new product idea, they'll say, you'll let me know what's out there, that you provide. So the goal for Experian is to be more than just a credit score, right? So when it comes down to it, the impact that they've had on us is really helping to become a more rounded company.
The partnership with Experian was something that I inherited when I came into the role, but not something that we've contemplated changing since that time.
I love the credit union team. They are amazing, and I've actually had a couple different reps over the years, and I've liked every single one of them. I find them to be really intelligent and forward-thinking and responsive.
If I could describe Experian in one word, it would be dedicated. They really spend their time with me and my employees and the credit unions in general to make sure that we're providing the best service possible, but also taking in our input and spending time adapting to our needs as well.
So Experian's team has been amazing as far as the analytics that they can provide, and I'm a report junkie. I love looking at data, and I feel like it really helps us to hone in on our members, to hone in on the next best thing that we can do for them.
Yeah, so business challenges are changing all the time, and that's where a partner like Experian can really help in bringing the solutions to bear, constantly innovating, the ability to learn about the products and solutions that they're developing early on has been appreciated, and to be able to really test them out to see if they have application.
Especially because we're able to do so much with outreach to non-members. I feel like we're opening up the credit union space to people who never would have thought that they could even be a part of a credit union before.
Yeah, so Experian is helping us to foster financial inclusion through some work that we're doing right now to build some custom scoring models to be able to lend to a more diverse audience, incorporating trended data, information from the Clarity Bureau as well. We really feel like that's going to help us be able to widen the audience with which we serve.
I loved the outreach that they had. All of the different options that they would give me and solutions. I did not have that with my prior provider, and it was just really nice to have someone interested in what could help us instead of just doing what we've always done.
I would recommend Experian to other credit unions because of the expertise that they bring to the equation, the tremendous sources of data that are available, and of course the ability to help you leverage them in trying to solve your business problems.
If it wasn't for the credit union vertical and the amount of investment that Experian has put into the credit union movement, there's no other competition. Nobody spends that kind of time and that kind of effort helping credit unions be better for the membership.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to CU Marketplace Monday. I'm your host, Isaiah. Quick housekeeping note, our virtual convention and annual meeting registration is wide open. ccua.org. Go there. We want all of our vendors to sign up ahead of time. All of our credit union membership, you can sign up now. We're doing our annual meeting and convention virtually this year. This year's theme, Moving Forward Together. That's happening in October. All the details are up at ccua.org. And also, if you haven't seen all of our Marketplace Mondays and you work in a credit union, Well, I guess you don't want to win $2,000 in cash, do you? I've been doing mystery clues every single show. I bury them in these shows. And if you get all the clues after our 9-week Road to Convention series and you figure out what the phrase is, you could win $2,000 in cash. But if you don't watch the shows, how are you going to get the clues? Go to ccua.org and check out all the shows. All right, I'm super excited to be talking with Amy Warrington. She is the creative director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. She's in Delaware. Amy, how are you today on Monday?
Hi, I am great. I am enjoying myself immensely. Happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us. This is a different format. You know, we've been doing the Marketplace Monday. We obviously want to be together. We want to be able to meet people like you, one of our great vendors, and we want to be able to have you meet all of our credit union decision makers in person, but we can't do that this year. So Marketplace Monday is our format, and it's been going really well. We have a chat feature that's running right now actually underneath this video. So if people have questions about marketing, because that's what Amy is an expert in, any kinds of questions about marketing, you know, throw the questions up on the chat feature. As we get going through this interview, Amy, I'll make sure that we give out your contact information as well. But things are different. You know, things are different. But one thing that never changes, it's marketing. You've got to talk about your business. You have to effectively tell your audience that you're there. Tell me some of the things that Epic Marketing does that make you different. What makes you stand out as far as credit unions are concerned?
Well, I think one of the biggest things to remember about Epic is that credit unions is where we cut our teeth. Our CEO and her husband, Don, they started Epic Marketing because they used to work for another agency that used to do a lot of credit unions, and they just didn't feel that their clients were getting what they really needed and what they really deserved at the price point that they needed it to be at. So that's when Nancy decided enough was enough, and she and Don started Epic Marketing at their kitchen table. And over the past 12 years, they have dedicated themselves to serving credit unions of all different sizes. I think at this point, we've served over 250 different credit union clients, from being their agency of record all the way down to just helping them with an email template. We are here to serve, and we've been doing it for a very long time. I think we have about 39 staff members, and almost all of us have financial marketing in our background, if not for most of our career, for a good portion. So we live and breathe this stuff for sure.
We're talking to Amy Warrington. She is the creative director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. Epic is well known for working in the credit union space. It's about relationships. It's about people trusting you. And when it comes to marketing, there are so many avenues that you can go down, Amy. You know, talk about why Epic, you know, you mentioned that the husband and wife team were working in that space, but after you'd been working in it for a few years, why stick with credit unions? What made you say, you know what, we're going to stay on this path and we're going to continue working with credit unions?
Well, credit unions came about because people wanted to help each other get out of their financial quandaries, whatever it was, whether they needed a loan to start a business, whether they needed money to buy a house, or whether they wanted to help other people reach their goals. Like, that's really the whole story of how credit unions came around. And after you work with some for so long, how can you not just value that mission that credit unions have? So we really just want to make sure that we are doing everything we can to give credit unions that even footing to play with the big banks, to get their message out to these members that are possible members in their community, what they can really do and how they can really help, because they're here to help you with better rates. They're not here to make a profit. Most of these credit unions are usually nonprofit, which means they invest everything that they make back into their members to lower their rates, to get them better products, to upgrade their services, to provide these new digital services that all the big banks can offer that the credit unions are rushing so hard to catch up for. So anything we can do to kind of help that spirit of community, help these smaller banks and smaller credit unions, not banks, sorry, these smaller credit unions really get their name in the door and get these members who really deserve to have that level of attention and customer service that these credit unions bring. That's what we do, and that's why we've stuck with them for so long.
Talking with Amy Warrington, the creative director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. You know, you talk about those small credit unions, and you talk about trying to keep up with some of the larger banks, some of the larger financial institutions. I mean, look, even credit unions competing against larger credit unions.
Exactly.
You know, it's hard. It's really hard to do. And when it comes to marketing, you know, there used to be a time when it was radio, TV, and print. Okay, that's it. No, that's not the case anymore. It's so fragmented right now. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of directions you can go in, from digital marketing, Facebook marketing. Should I be on TikTok? Why am I not buying a billboard? What does a radio campaign feel like? How much is TV? Are people even watching the news? We can go round and round. Yeah.
Oh, we could. We could do this all day.
Where do I go and how do I effectively reach my audience? Talk about how Epic sits down with credit unions and really, you have to be that solution to my problem. How are you getting to the solution with a credit union? What are some of the first things you folks do when people sit down with you and you're going to be my marketing expert?
Well, some of the first things we want to find out are what are your pain points and what are you doing really, really well? Because we want to know both. We want to be able to increase the things that you're already doing, that you're already getting your members involved in, that you're already bringing people in the door, and we want to celebrate that, keep it going. But we also want to know where you're having trouble. Are you having a disconnect with your onboarding process? Are people signing up, but they're just not continuing through and adding in their automatic deposits and their bill pay? Are they, not fully using all of the different services? It depends on what the credit union needs, and each one is different. Some of them, they're trying to get their foot in the door in a new market because they just opened up a branch and they need to bring in foot traffic. We can come up with a strategy for that. Others, they have a great market base, they have a bunch of members, but they have all these new products that they want them to know about and maybe get them a little more involved. So let's figure out a strategy there and how we can communicate. So it just kind of is a matter of sitting down with your credit union, figuring out where those pain points are, what they want to do, what budget they have to go with it, and then figuring out a strategy that we can come up with to bring it all together.
I like that strategy. We're talking with Amy Warrington, the creative director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. I was going to ask you to introduce your dog, but if you look on the floor, your dog's not there anymore.
Oh, did he walk out? Did he get bored of me?
I love that. Literally, the dog was like, I'm done with mommy.
He is such a harsh critic. I guess he's over me talking about marketing today.
I was going to have you introduce it. I'm waiting for you to finish, and I'm watching this little guy walk out the door. See ya, Ma. I'm out.
I didn't even know. Well, that's Newton. He's named after Sir Isaac Newton. My boss has this thing with Einstein. She is actually a Mensa member. She is a literal genius. I don't know what her actual IQ is, so I don't want to misquote it, but it's a lot higher than mine, I'll be honest with you. So she's a card-carrying Mensa member, and then when they were trying to come up with Epic and the name and what they wanted to do, her husband was determined to figure out how to work in Einstein and her genius level that she brings to all of the strategy and everything that she does. And he just was sitting there, and he turns to her out of the blue and goes, Nancy, I got it. And she goes, what? And he goes, our name. And she said, oh, well, what's our name? He goes, Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation, EMCCE equals MC squared. We did it. And he's doing this little dance, and he's all excited. And Nancy's like, wow, that's awesome. But do you think it's too hard for people to figure out? And he is like, no, our people will know. So I had been working here for 3 months, right? And we're doing some branding exercise, and we're getting some tchotchkes made for a digital conference that we had for small business owners and how they could translate what they're doing now into the digital age after COVID. So I was doing this with her, and we were talking about, oh, well, do we want to have it Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation? And as we were talking it over, I was like, and it clicked, and it clicked while I was on the phone with her, and it was so embarrassing because I was like, oh, that should have been really obvious, but I did not get that for 3 months. But I finally did, so she was okay with it, and it was all good. But, yeah. So Newton, also a genius. We have a genius thing going at Epic. It was a really long story for my dog's name. I apologize.
No, hey, listen, it's good. I mean, everybody I talk to on Marketplace Monday, they're either working remote, working at home. People have kids in the background. Dogs are barking. People are like, I'm so sorry, Isaiah. I'm like, why are you sorry? This is life right now. We're at home. Are you wearing slippers or shoes?
I'm actually not wearing shoes at all.
Boom, I've had more people say that.
I did change out of my workout clothes for this interview, just in case. So I did doll myself up. This is not what I look like during normal Zoom calls by any means. This is not a natural red lip, people, if you were confused.
We're talking with Amy Warrington, the creative director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. You're in Delaware. Are you based in Delaware?
We are based in Delaware. We have office locations in Delaware and also up in Manhattan. CEO travels between both locations. Well, used to fairly recently, but we have not made it up to our New York offices probably since February. Oh, he's back. Newton, come here. Hey, bud. Come here.
Nah,
No.
No, not happening. Listen, when it comes to marketing, again, we talked about this, Amy Warrington, Creative Director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. There's so many directions you can go. Give me one good example, just something that you did, a solution that you feel really proud of, that you folks came up with for a credit union. Oh, there's the dog. Hello.
There he is.
Hi, buddy. How are you?
Well, I'm glad you asked, because actually that is one of the big things that we have. It's been a labor of love for like 10 years, and we call it our credit union catalog. And basically what it is a collection of pre-designed, pre-thought out, pre-laid out campaigns for HELOCs, home equity loans, auto loans, any of those standard campaigns that credit unions always need to come up with new ideas and put out on a seasonal basis. We've already done the hard work for you. So we've already designed these campaigns. They have all the matching elements. It doesn't matter what you want. You pick the design. We already have letterheads if you need to send letters. We have email templates. We have brochures. We have billboards. We have teller signs. We have bill slips. We have whatever it is that you need. All of those pieces have already been designed. We already have strategy put around these different campaigns and how we want to target and reach your people. Now, honestly, granted, we have the strategy laid out, but we'll need to have a conversation with each individual credit union, make sure we're doing everything in the lines. And then, we take the already pre-done campaigns, we put it in the credit union's voice, change the copy around a little bit so it sounds like it's coming from them, put their branding, their colors on it where applicable, and it's a fully done, ready to go campaign in a matter of maybe a week or so from going back and forth and talking, instead of, a longer lead time for a larger campaign.
Great. Now, listen, you want to have one-stop shopping. You want to be able to come to somebody and say, look, there's going to be times where we sit and we go deeper down the rabbit hole and come up with more strategic things. In this case, if we've got something to get me going, if I need help with graphic design work, web development, whatever it is, or like you say, change the copy a bit, that's going to help somebody that really has no marketing going on right now. So, I mean, you can help people from soup to nuts in their marketing, it sounds like.
Well, right. Either has no marketing or just has no budget for the marketing that they want to do. You can have all these big plans and things you want to do, but if you don't have the budget behind it to get these things done and put together, it's really tough to move that needle. So that's what we've tried to do with this catalog, just to make it easier to have access to great, fully done, creative, professional campaigns that are much more easy on the wallet.
If you're just joining us, you're watching CU Marketplace Monday, and we're talking with Amy Warrington, the Creative Director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. One last question before I have you spin the prize wheel. Did I mention the prize wheel?
Oh, you did not mention the prize wheel. I'm excited.
I snuck that up on you.
Okay.
During COVID-19, everything's changed. Everything has just changed, and we'll get back to where we need to get back to. But how has that affected how you work with credit unions?
So there's two different answers. From the perspective of myself, it doesn't change anything at all. We've always been a fully 100% remote digital agency. We can talk to credit unions all over the country. It's how we've always done it. We've always been set up remote. We're used to working this way. It wasn't really a huge upset when the quarantine came in and we had to change, because we're already used to working like this. We're quick, we're agile, we're used to having to perform under not these conditions, but this is how we're used to working regularly. It was actually, I was like, wow, my life has not changed at all, having to be forced to stay home. I'm like, maybe I should take a bigger look at this. Maybe I should go out more often. But then in terms of credit unions, it's also making us look at some new channels and some new avenues for them to more creatively reach and connect with their members and the members that they want to attract. So we've been, now we can't go into different workplaces where we had those accounts and sign up new members. We've got to think of new and interesting ways to get those SGEs, that's the right acronym, SGEs over into I always mess up my acronyms. We need to get the attention onto them. We need to figure out ways to access all of these different people that we used to do it in different, more traditional face-to-face or mail. And, some of those older strategies are coming back around. But now maybe, we had some billboards that were supposed to go out, and it's like, let's hold on the billboards. How about if we push this stuff back? Let's refocus on some things that maybe are more pertinent instead of the seasonal campaigns we're usually running. Let's see where our members are needing help, what we can do, and where we should put that message, reaching the right eyes and helping our members where we need to help them. And then it works on both sides. The credit union is able to get more people interacting with them. The members are able to get the help and the financial guidance that they need. And that's really what we've been trying to do, just what are the new needs of the members and how are we going to connect with them for those needs.
There's a lot of credit union decision makers watching the show right now. We represent credit unions in 4 states, Delaware, New Hampshire, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island. And we're talking with Amy Warrington, the creative director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. How do people get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of us at epicmc2.com. So if you have trouble remember it, just Epic and then E equals MC squared. So epicmc2.com. And you can find us there. There are contact sheets. You can sign up for our newsletter specifically geared toward credit union marketing and some of our tips and tricks all over the place about what you can do just either within your own marketing team or, hire us to do it for you.
Great. What's that website again, Amy?
It is epicmc2.com.
I love it. Listen, you have been a pleasure to talk to. I love marketing people. I'm a marketing person myself, and it's like a Rubik's Cube every day, but I really enjoy it. I love it, and it's fun when you can sit with people and you've got a problem, you come up with a solution. It's always very, very rewarding. And even during times like these, when people are struggling to figure out what direction to go in, it sounds like your company is the marketing company to contact to help the credit unions out of potentially some marketing predicaments.
We've been doing this for a long time, and it's honestly kind of funny that you bring up marketing predicaments because we've had our fair share of those. Do we have a second for a story?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So there was this one time where one of our clients, we didn't host our website, but it was hosted by another hosting company, and they had a WordPress site. And if you have a WordPress site and other WordPress sites are hosted on the same hosting platform, there is a possibility that if one of your plugins is not updated, somebody could get in through that website and then infect all these other websites. So that happened to one of our clients, and it was some horrible, horrible things that got posted that were very hateful. So the HSA, the Homeland Security was calling up Nancy. She was on the phone with them, the CEO of the credit union. We were trying to figure out what was happening, going through, making sure that nothing was compromised on their site, that everything was all right, what we needed to do. So yeah, she was on the phone with the FBI, Homeland Security, everything else. So when we say we go to bat for our credit unions and that we know what we're doing because we've probably done it before, we mean it.
You're willing to work with the FBI for your clients. Put that on your business card.
Hey, we've had, a murder investigation happen, and we've had to do the PR for that to help out with one of our clients as well. So we are your full service agency.
That's full service when you say when there's murder and there's FBI and then there's social media and then there's digital and traditional. You do it all. You guys do it all.
Yeah, and I don't want to scare anybody off. Like usually nothing that bad happens. Like those are like completely off the wall usually.
But if it does, you're prepared.
It does, we're your people.
Listen, we've been chatting with Amy Warrington, creative director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. Thank you so much for coming on the show, but you're not getting away without spinning the prize wheel.
Okay, spinning the prize wheel. How do I do that?
I'll do all the spinning. You just. Do
I just like tick, 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 or?
If you want to make that noise, that's fine. You got $50 gift cards, $25 gift cards, and Dunkin' Donuts gift cards. Are you ready, Amy?
All right, ready?
There we go. The drum roll. He's got the drum roll.
Oh, you hear Newton barking?
Boom. Oh, you got a free spin. One more time. Ready?
All
drum
right.
roll. Yes, I love the barking.
It's okay.
$50 gift card. I got a $50 Visa gift card for you, Amy.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know I got that.
You got a $50 gift card, and because you're one of our preferred vendors, you are also in the drawing for a 75-inch flat screen TV that we will give away at the end of our Road to Convention.
Oh, that's
You win.
awesome.
You win.
Man, I did not know that this hour was going to be so fun and full of prizes.
Exactly. We're having a lot of fun on CU Marketplace Monday. Listen, Amy Warrington, creative director of Epic Marketing Consultants Corporation. Give out your website one more time.
It is epicmc2.com.
Love it. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. I've had a blast.
More on Marketplace Monday coming up right after this.
Banking today is constantly evolving. NES Group understands that. With over 40 years of experience, we have the insights into what it takes to plan, design, build, brand, equip, and furnish a functional facility that exceeds expectations. We know the banking industry. Our commitment and full-service approach to offering you the services you need mean that you can provide your customers the best experience possible. NES Group, along with our in-house divisions, knows that to provide the best, you need to be the best. Our full-service architectural firm, DRL Architects, specializes in financial institutions, from site and space planning to interior design and construction documentation. Their approach has spearheaded designs for our award-winning projects. Revive, focused on brand strategy and marketing, identifies opportunities to improve your messaging, digital content, and keep branding consistent throughout your institution, creating inspiring retail environments. NES Group Bank Equipment rounds out our services. They can outfit your locations with everything from ATMs and interactive teller machines to physical and electronic security equipment. As one, NES Group provides insight into every aspect of the banking environment. Our team of experts will guide you every step of the way, from identifying your next location to building a new branch or main office to transforming an existing branch. Connect with us today to learn more and experience the difference.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to CU Marketplace Monday. I'm your host, Isaiah. Want to remind everybody that if you've missed any of these Marketplace Monday episodes, all of them can be found at ccua.org. And all of you credit union decision makers, make sure you're watching all of these episodes. Don't forget about the mystery clue. In each of the episodes, there's a mystery clue that I give out. And after our 9-week series, Road to Convention, if you get all the clues and you guess the mystery phrase, you have a chance to win $2,000 in cash. Pleased to have on the show Joe Pulaski right now. He is with CU Members Mortgage. Joe, thanks for coming on Marketplace Monday.
Sure, nice to see you.
Listen, talk about what's happening in the world today. So much has changed. I mean, we usually get together at Marketplace Experience at the DCU Center, but COVID-19 has put people in lockdown. Some people are working from home, remotely, at their offices. We just can't be in person now. So talk to me how business is at CU Members Mortgage since COVID hit.
Well, the good news is that business is actually up. The market's very hot. I'm sure if you've talked to other lenders, mortgages are coming in great volume. The difficulty is, or the challenge is, that we're remote. Everybody in our company, I will tell you, I've been at the company 13 years, and I was just amazed at how quickly senior management got all of our staff out, relocated to working out of their homes, and we really didn't miss much of a beat. And the people that we have at our company have been just great. Our employees have been great. It's been a wonderful experience from that point of view. Challenging.
That's good. Challenging is definitely the word everybody uses, but I like to check in with people. What part of the country are you in, Joe?
I am in just outside of Springfield, Massachusetts, in Agawam. Our company is located in Dallas, Texas.
So you primarily focus on the New England region when it comes to mortgages?
New England and New York State.
Excellent. We're talking with Joe Pulaski. He is with CU Members Mortgage. Talk a little bit about, you're the mortgage guy, so I'm going to title you the mortgage guy. How important is owning a home for the average American?
Well, I'll tell you, I've been in the business since 1984, and one of the things that gets me up every single day and gets me motivated is getting a mortgage for that first-time home buyer especially. I don't write mortgages anymore, but I've written them for years, and It's always great writing $1 million mortgage. You get excited about it. But really, the ones I remember are that young couple that are scraping together down payment, that are challenged, don't know what the process is. They may have a baby, maybe having a baby. And it's really satisfying to be able to put them into a house. There's no better feeling.
That's the biggest, I would say, decision that anybody has to make in their life. It's do we buy this home? Do we buy this condo? And how do we go about getting that loan, right?
Absolutely. I always tell my clients that it's easier to get rid of a spouse than it is to get rid of a mortgage you don't want.
We're talking with Joe Pulaski. He is with CU Members Mortgage. Joe, talk a little bit about during COVID-19, have things changed when it comes to, you say numbers are up and mortgages are up, but what has changed in your world? I would probably say you seem to be a person like myself, very much people oriented, very much like the handshake, go see people one-on-one. How has that changed your style of business or your environment at your workplace with COVID-19?
Well, learning to adapt to new technologies, number one. I like being on the telephone, but when you're face to face with an individual like I am with you, there's that give and take, that expression. Are they understanding what I'm talking to them about? So there's been some challenges with that, especially with a lot of credit unions who they're challenged just as I am with the new technology. So we're working through it, learning to share our screens, learning to have a good background, learning to keep the dogs out of the office. All my kids are out of the office, thank God, are out of the house. So I don't have to deal with that. But, it's a challenge from that point of view. The most credit unions I work with have been pretty adaptive to it.
There's been a lot that's changed, Joe. Talking with Joe Pulaski, he's with CU Members Mortgage. There is a lot that's changed, but learning to pivot, learning to deal with what's in front of you. I mean, that's really the credit union motto. Like, we're going to figure it out. We're going to work together. We're going to come up with solutions for our members. So the folks watching this show right now, all the credit union decision makers, why should they be coming to CU Members Mortgage? Why should they be working with you, Joe?
Well, CU Members Mortgage has been in business since 1982. It actually started in 1952, and it's family owned, and it has a real family feel to it. The other thing with CU Members Mortgage is that we retain 99% of the mortgages that we write. So when credit unions like that, because if there's a situation that comes up, for example, a few years ago, we had a credit union where the woman had just gotten an FHA mortgage. And 3 months after she got the mortgage through the credit union with us, her mother had a stroke in Florida. The woman was in Vermont. Now, she read the paperwork. She knew that she couldn't rent her property out after owning it 3 months per the regulations, per which she had signed. So the credit union calls me. Everybody's in a tizzy. And with our company, I can reach out and touch everybody. And what happened in that situation was I called up and talked to the head of servicing for our company. And within a few hours, we had her situation resolved. And the next day she went down to take care of her mom. And if you went to a big bank that sold that mortgage 4 times, how are you going to have that conversation? So that's a really big part of it. I mean, our motto is proficiency, integrity, and empathy. And there's an awful lot of that. We have doing a mortgage, there's a lot of people we say no to, but there's far more that we say yes to. And the challenge is to be able to get more yeses than nos.
Of course. Talking with Joe Pulaski, he is with CU Members Mortgage. Joe, what are affordable lending solutions and why are they important to credit unions and their members? Share that with me.
Well, a lot of people think that the biggest impediment to getting a mortgage is the down payment. And I'm here to tell you there's numerous programs nationally and locally that will help with down payment assistance and that sort of thing. We find, or I feel, my opinion is that the greatest impediment to home ownership is literacy, consumer literacy. And so part of what we have to do and what we do with the credit unions is to educate them and their staff so that we can find the perfect seat for that person. Being a national company, we handle all the major programs, FHA, VA, USDA, reverse mortgages, of course, Fannie and Freddie, and we can always find a solution if there's one that exists out there for the members.
Joe Pulaski, he's with CU Members Mortgage. Joe, you just mentioned that your company is national. So explain to me, you're a national company. We're talking to some regional folks in Delaware, in New Hampshire, in Massachusetts, in Rhode Island. How can a company of your size really focus in on what we need on a local level?
Well, the really good news is that because we're national and because we've got some really great staff, I'm an executive sales consultant, there's a number of us throughout the country, we share information. When a credit union comes up with a great idea in Texas or in California or in Arizona, they share that with us, and we bring those ideas to the marketplace here. Also, there are many lending programs which, while they may be based out of Dallas, we can afford them and offer them to the credit unions up in the Northeast. And of course, being a national lender, we can lend in all 50 states, which is a huge advantage. Many times a credit union employee or a credit union member may want to buy a second home in North Carolina, but want to keep all their banking with the credit union. They may retire to Florida, but they want to have that relationship. So we afford them the ability to do that. And that's different from a lot of lenders that are regional.
It always goes back to the relationship, doesn't it, Joe?
Well, that's the most important thing as a member, isn't it?
It's bullseye, exactly, bullseye. Talking with Joe Pulaski with CU Members Mortgage. Joe, please let the folks know, all the decision makers that are watching, how do I get a hold of you directly and learn more about what you have to offer at CU Members Mortgage?
The best way to get a hold of me directly is by sending me an email. You'll find that having been in the sales business for a lot of years, I'm pretty good about returning emails immediately. And, my email is josephp@homeloancu.com.
Excellent. Give that one more time.
Sure, josephp@homeloancu.com.
Well, listen, mortgages are a very important part of life, and I think you're exactly right with what you said earlier on in this interview. It's the first one that's super exciting. When you see the eyes bug out of someone that's getting that first time, mortgage, but then also the second home can be exciting. And I'm sure during the COVID era, if you will, people are looking to get mortgages out to do different things because we've had nothing but time to sit at home and think about what our next move is. So I really think that if you're in the market for it, if the credit union decision makers are watching and you really want to work with a top-notch company, you've got to reach out to Joe Pulaski with CU Members Mortgage. I want to thank you for coming on the show. And I did mention before we started this that you were going to spin the prize wheel. You didn't think I was kidding, did you?
I was hoping you were kidding, but I'll spin it.
Come on, we got to spin the prize wheel, Joe. We've got some $50 gift cards. We have $25 gift cards, and we have some Dunkin' Donuts gift cards. And I know you got those out in Western Mass. Here we go. This is for Joe playing along. Dunkin' Donuts gift card, buddy.
Yay!
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. What part of Massachusetts? You said you were in Western Mass, right?
Yeah, right outside of Springfield.
Nice. I've got friends out in Springfield. A couple of friends' parents live in Chicopee, Mass. I used to go to Southwick, Mass when I was a kid. It's a great, great, great neck of the woods.
Yep, and I love living out here. It's a wonderful experience. Been here 32 years.
Very nice. Well, listen, Joe Pulaski, he is with CU Members Mortgage. Give out your email one more time for the folks watching.
Sure, josephp@homeloancu.com.
Make sure you get a hold of Joe. He's Mr. Mortgage, so he'll take good care of you. Joe, thank you so much for coming on our CU Marketplace Monday.
Thank you.
All right, listen, we're going to be back in just a few minutes. Don't forget, registration is now open for our virtual convention. Moving forward together is the theme this year. All of the vendors who want to be involved can sign up, and all of the credit union membership, we urge you to register early for our virtual convention coming up in October. All of that and more at ccua.org. Stay with us. Marketplace Monday is coming back right after this.
think.
Firemen are dropping a package from way up high.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Marketplace Monday. I'm your host, Isaiah. Another great show in the books. Thank you so much to all of our guests. Thanks to our title sponsor, CUNA Mutual Group. Thanks to everybody who's getting involved in these weekly shows. We have to do things virtually this year, but we're making these shows short and sweet. We really appreciate all your comments right there on the text line. Actually, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to give away a $100 gift card to somebody who texts right now. Use that chat line. And I want you to type in, I'm looking for the 15th credit union that types in, I love my credit union. Can you do that? 15th person to type in, I love my credit union. And you win a $100 Visa gift card. Thanks again for watching a great show. Don't forget, get signed up for convention. It's virtual this year, and we want you to register early. All the details right there at ccua.org. Have a great week. Enjoy, and we'll talk to you next week on Marketplace Monday.